It is February 19th, 2018. This is the Watchman News, and I'm Mike Callahan. So, the Florida school shooter was in court today. However, there are some very, very interesting things in light of that. Now, I'm going to link the original video that I made this clip from, so that way you can go yourself and see I didn't do anything hokey. I did cut out spots to where people were just walking. People were just talking amongst themselves and whatnot. Nothing of any importance. But what is important is what the judge has to say. And what's even more important than that is what a gentleman has to say after court. So what I did was I split up the video and got the important parts, kept the important parts. But what I also did was I normalized the audio so that you can hear the judge a little better and that you can hear everybody a little bit better. So without a further ado, I'm going to go ahead and go on over to that video. We'll play it and I'll give you my thoughts afterwards.
All rise. Court's now in session. Honorable Elizabeth Chair presiding. Be seated and remain quiet, please.
Okay, we're here on the case of the State of Florida versus Nicholas Cruz. Are all of the attorneys present?
Yes, Your Honor. Brittany Vandal on behalf of the state, Your Honor.
Elise McNeil, I'm sorry.
Sherry Tate on behalf of the state.
Elise McNeil is also present. The defendant is also present, is that correct?
Mr. Cruz is present. Elise McNeil on his behalf. Diane Cunningham, Mr. Cruz is behalf.
Okay, let me start off by saying that although I didn't consider any of these matters to be confidential, an order has been entered on Friday by Judge Robolo. I have reviewed these materials thoroughly, and they deal solely with the public defender's office having access to their own client's person while in the Broward County Jail. I don't believe that the state has suffered any prejudice by these matters being kept confidential, and I am going to leave everything the way it is, with the caveat that in the future, going forward, all matters in this case are going to be heard by this court. And if there is a motion to keep something confidential, the motion, at the very least, is going to be heard by this court in the presence of all of the lawyers and the defendant. Does anyone have any questions?
Judge, are you keeping those orders under seal?
An order has already been entered. Again, I believe I made it clear on Friday that I didn't feel it should be confidential, and I said it for today. But what's done is done. Again, it deals solely with the public defender's access or the defense's access to their own client's person, which, had the state been noticed, I don't think the state would have had any objection or any standing to object to them accessing their own client. Because the issue is still very limited, as far as I can tell, I'm going to leave it the way it is. And just, again, I have a copy of the administrative order for each of you, so that you know in the future the matters are going to be heard by this court in Division F, Judge.
Judge, the only issue is that the state, pursuant to the case law as well as the rules, believe that whatever motions were filed by the defense should be accessible to both the state and to all parties. It is part of a court proceeding. I have found some case law that's directly on point that the defense is not entitled to conduct any type of discovery in secret. They did make a request, which was granted at magistrate court, to have access to their client for purposes of photographing him. The magistrate judge had no problem, but it is the state's position that whatever the court is in possession of as way as motions should be unsealed. Now, if you want the state to file a written motion unsealing it, we can certainly do that, but we are prepared today to argue why it should not be under seal.
I don't disagree with you. However, I just feel that because an order has already been issued by this court, meaning a judge in the 17th Circuit, that, and because, like I said, it's a very limited issue. I believe the defense was entitled to what they were asking for, and this court has already ordered that the motions and the order be sealed. I'm going to just leave it the way it is.
Okay, we'll file the appropriate paperwork. Thank you.
Neil, did you want to say anything more?
Nothing at this time.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, would you be able to prepare a written order that reflects?
Sure.
Thank you.
This is a pool situation out here. This is the pool camera.
Okay.
All right?
No problem.
Thank you.
All right. Clear path.
What agency is it with?
CNN.
For the pool.
Oh, we're the pool.
It's a pool situation.
All right. I'm going to have some share some very brief rules for the pool. Okay, you have to turn that off before I give you the rules. Everybody here? Okay, here's my rules for the pool. Wait a minute. I have some rules for myself for the pool. I will explain and I will answer as many questions about what happened in court today, but I'm not going on camera because there are orders in place that prohibit that discussion. Okay? So if you want me to explain, it cannot be on camera. If you want it on camera, I'm leaving. Okay? Is that agreeable? Do we all want to?
Can we record audio?
No audio, no camera.
No, it's okay.
I know I don't know some of you. Some of you don't know me.
And there you have it. There you have it. Nothing to see here, apparently, right? So what is going on? Just like with Vegas, right? As the time goes by, as more things start to pop up, less things start to make sense. Okay? So this whole court thing is sealed, for one. Okay? Sealed. All right? Sealed. United States of America. It's sealed. Why? Why? Okay? If you caught in the audio in the court, apparently the defense was granted their wish to photograph the defendant. Okay? They didn't go into any detail or anything like that, but I find that interesting too, especially because there was no detail gone into. Now, why is it that they were supposed to shut off their equipment before he even give the rules? Was it because people might start asking questions if they knew that they were told that he was going to make a statement? He would answer questions, but, they couldn't have any type of recording of that. Folks, this is nuts. This is nuts. We the people better do something. Because now, although, they do have mainstream media by the noose, and they are able to control the narrative very much so through mainstream media, now they have to cut and kick mainstream media out of the car because alternative media, such as ourselves, will pick up on stuff and will put out what's important. We'll put out the sound bites that you won't hear on your local news or your national news. Not on a television, no way. And so the only thing they can do to shut us up is to make sure that they don't put out the content or get the content that we can use. Very interesting stuff. Keep a very, very close eye on it. Hope to see you today at the show, 4 to 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And, wow. Very interesting and very unsettling.